everybody, it's me, Diane. Just thought I'd come on here and let you know how I was doing. I have got my paperwork, so that's a plus. I actually got 2 packets. So I have my paperwork. I filled it out. I also got this little booklet. It says the facts about the surgery. Sorry, I can't say that word right now. But it's a really cool booklet. Apparently they give it out. It has little pictures and it's like 50 pages. It's really cool. It has the BMI in the back and what your weight's supposed to be, and it's a lot of information. I've read a little bit of it, but to be honest, I've been kind of in a sour mood, worried about everything, so I haven't read all of it. But you can request it at your doctor's office, or when you get your paperwork, ask them to send you some information, and they should send you this book. It's free. My motto is, if it's free, it's for me. Speaking of free, I went on my Daily Freebies network, and I went on there, and I'm all about free stuff. The greatest deal I can get, the cheapest I can get, clearance. That's me. So I got on there and I was like, hey guys, I'm thinking about doing my gastric bypass, which I already know I'm gonna do it, but I just, I haven't told everybody yet. And I was like, if there's anything out there, I gave them my little list, the 2-ounce cups, my protein powder, vitamins, anything like that. Because there are a lot of the vitamins and protein stuff that could be out there. Because a lot of companies are just willing to give you a sample thinking you're going to go back and buy tremendous amounts from them. But I posted on there to see, if there's anybody that knew any good deals or anything. And somebody made the comment that if that this gastric bypass surgery was just a surgery that people overeat, that all they do is just sit down and overeat. I just wanted to let y'all know that this isn't because that you guys are overeating. It's not. That is insensitive comment. There is a lot of things, even in this book that I've read a little bit of it. So I've read the first chapter, and this could be tons of things that are wrong, physically and emotionally wrong, in order for you to be this size. Don't ever let anybody think that it is your fault, because that is so wrong. It could be genetics. My grandmother, and I didn't even know how big my grandmother was, but I was talking to my mom, and she said my grandmother was up to 600 pounds before she died. She died young. I don't want that for me. But that's genetics. It's in my blood. Also, my mom was telling me that when she used to feed me as a baby, and she would go to eat herself, she would have to physically remove me from the room in order to eat because I'd just be hungry. And she said, Diane, I can't, I didn't want to starve you. Obviously I'm not starved, but, maybe it's because, I was baby, but in this book it tells you that, it could be psychological problems. I'm not saying that anybody's crazy, don't even go there, but it says that some people get verbal abuse or sexual abuse, or, had a traumatic experience, or it could just be just basic stuff like you eat when you're happy. When we celebrate my birthday or anything like that, we go out to eat. James and I, when we dated, all we did was go see a movie and go out to eat. Everybody does it. So I just wanted people not to be so insensitive. If you guys feel like it's overeating, go read some research, watch these videos, and educate, because there's a lot more to this than overeating. So that was ridiculous. But surprisingly, the people on my daily freebies, hi guys, I'm James's wife. That's the one screen name I have. It's James's wife, so hi. But I just wanted to say hey and thank y'all for sticking up for me, because they kind of got in a fight for a little while. I wasn't very happy because nobody needs to fight over something that small, but some people say something narrow and you're just supposed to overlook it, be the better person. But They stuck up for me and they stuck up for the surgery, and they think I'm brave, which I'm kind of getting that now. I didn't get that when they first said it. Apparently, there's a lot that could happen. Oh my gosh, in this book, I mean, I'm not gonna scare nobody, but it says like risk, like blood clots, a heart attack, hernia, death. Oh, there's a lot in here that tells you what could happen. So I'm a little freaked out. Freaked out about the money part too. My mom said, "Don't worry about it. She's gonna be there for me." She said that she's gonna be there for the first. I mean, she's gonna be there before and after surgery. She's not gonna stay any longer than she has to. So whatever James and I cannot pay, my mom said she'd help me out with, and we worked something out with her. Because I'm going to let y'all know that in this paperwork, my husband was reading it, and it says that they don't work out payment plans. You have to have this money up front. And just so everybody knows that when you see this dietitian, you have to have the money. It's a 2-year service for $358, but you have to have the money when you come. When you see the therapist, you're supposed to bring $149. You have to bring that up front. There's no way to get around it. So I'm letting y'all know because, James gets paid by the state, so he only gets paid once a month. So if we don't plan ahead, we don't have it. But I want to let you know that I made my doctor's appointment with my doctor. I'm going to go see her on August 3rd. She's going to take the blood, go over all the paperwork. I'm going to fill out both packets. I know it sounds a little weird, but one packet might have a piece of paper that the other one doesn't, and I don't want to have to put my surgery on hold because of one little paper, so I'm going to fill out both of them. Also, they have this session. It's like a group therapy information session or something that's on August 22nd, so I'm going to go to that. Also, not only do you have to see a therapist and a dietitian, but you're also going to have to go to a support group. Now, I heard that they recommend it after your surgery, but it's not mandatory. But I'm going to say this, eating small portions like that and not knowing a lot of people that had this surgery, I recommend to go to a support group because, I am full of questions all the time. I have a million questions going on in my head right now about this surgery. I've been so worried about it, but don't worry, if you go to these support groups, somebody there is going to know something that maybe you don't know, or maybe you have an answer for somebody that they don't know. So it's always good to go to this, and it's going to be hard. This is not an easy way out. Surgery is like the last possible thing that you do in order to lose this weight because there are no other options. So just wanted to let you guys think about that. A little freaked out today, but everything's looking up. All I have to do is look at the big picture. All these little teeny trips on the way to the big farm, that's fine. It'll work out in the end. I always believe that I'm a religious person. I don't go to church as much as I need to, but I always feel like whenever you're down, God always managed to come through somehow. He always managed to pick you up, and I've been praying a lot over everything for answers and stuff, and I think that he's listening to me and he's let me iron out these wrinkles. But anyways, I just thought I'd get on here and share this with you because not a lot of people tell you what you go through in the beginning, how nervous you are, how worried you get. So I'm letting you know because it's only fair to you. But it's almost 10 minutes, so I'm gonna let you guys go. Feel free to leave any comments, write me an email, ask me questions. I'm here. Just let me know. And thank you so much for watching me. So it's always nice to have somebody to talk to. See you later. Bye.